Greetings and salutations, everyone. We are back with a new episode of Three Men and an Anime. Huzzah!
Hooray!
It's new year, people!
Oh my god, it's 2025. Jesus.
Yeah, I was just saying, that is a sci-fi date. That
It really is.
Yeah,
Like-
it's one of those.
Where are my giant fuck-off cyber arms?
Wait, isn't 2025 like the year Buck Rogers is set or something like that?
Probably. No, I think Buck Rogers is 25.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right, actually. Yeah, that
Yeah, he went
way far in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it... No, because Back to the Future was only like 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah, something.
Back
We're past there.
Both already happened.
Sci-fi set in 2025. Fiction set in 2025.
Well, there may not be one that's.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing of any.
I mean,
particular.
I know Star Trek had events in like the Bell Riots from 2024.
Okay,
Yeah.
Running Man.
Oh God, right? Yes.
Oh,
The Running
yeah.
Man was based in 2025. Weirdly enough for us, Ride Back is set in 2025.
Huh?
Where's my friggin' motorcycle that turns into a robot?
Yeah.
Can we get at least something cool?
And for all the Sentai fans out there, Power Rangers SPD also set in 2025.
Okay, why can't we not have Zords?
Yes.
Give us something cool.
We are stuck with all the worst parts of a cyberpunk dystopia, and we don't have robot arms.
At any rate, we're going to talk about something actually sci-fi related, partially.
Yeah.
Sort of, yes.
Eric's most
But
recent
no
series
robot.
selection, Dandadan.
Yes.
Oh boy. So this might be the
yeah.
weirdest show we've watched in a while.
I love this show.
Oh, it was
so
great.
Much.
Okay, before we get too far into this, I want to vent one thing. I think we all felt this at the end of the season we've just finished.
Yeah.
That was not the end of a fucking season. That's the end of core one of a two
Not even
core
the end of
season.
Core 1. That is like the end of an episode. That was fuck you for that cliffhanger.
Yeah, this season one, as so far as it is, ended on a
It's not even the
cliffhanger.
end of an episode. It's the like bridge to the fucking climax of a single episode.
Yeah.
Massive cliffhanger, and they're going to be back in July, from what we've been able to find out. Which means this is not season 1, season 2. This is core 1, core 2, but we're recording anyways because we're not going to sit on this for 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors and stories spiraling around the internet. Where, like, for example, somebody I saw when I was looking into this said, "Oh, it's because what happened is the first 4 episodes leaked online a month before they were due out. Months before they were due out. So they decided to do a quick release date, get the first half of the season out before they were ready." That's bullshit.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that.
They announced the actual release date would be October this year, about a year ago.
Right.
So although there was a leak, it had nothing to do with
Right.
this. This is how they planned it. And it's also exactly why they had the announcement of, don't worry, part 2's coming soon. Really
Yeah.
soon. The second that episode finishes.
Yeah, again, it's a core 1, core 2 situation. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. They've sold it as a season. It is not a season. It is not finished.
Yeah. But
Like it's and what I mean by that is, like they said, it's an unfinished story.
I'll put it this way. We haven't had a season 1 cliffhanger like this since we did Code Geass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, Code Geass kind of resolved everything and tried to be its own, set thing, but then asked a bunch more questions, which were like, okay, cool, so cool. When are we getting the answers to those?
No, it literally ended on a cliffhanger. Someone was, like, dead. Or looked like they were dead.
Yeah.
I...
But this one is just like, it's literally like, okay, cool, we've got like another 20 minutes to go on this episode, right? No, we're done. Wait, but isn't this the last episode? Yep.
See you in 7 months. So, this is, by the way, we like this show a lot. This is why we're complaining.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I legitimately, my gut feel is wait, if you haven't watched Dandadan yet, it might not be a terrible idea to wait until like June.
And binge the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or rewatch it in June, I guess, which probably what I'll end up doing because we're coming back to Dandadan. Like that's gonna happen.
We're definitely doing Dandadan again because the show's fucking phenomenal despite our complaints.
Yeah.
Well, again, like it's really, really good, and we like it. This does not feel like a full season. It just doesn't. So it really feels like we're getting into it a bit early. We're going to talk about it because we can't sit on what we've watched for 7 months and remember everything.
No.
And also I think we all want to talk about why we like the show. So yeah, I mean, Dandadan is yeah. So I guess we should talk a little bit about the lead characters because
Sure.
they're sort of the whole rise and ditra of the show.
Yeah. So the premise of the show is a high school girl and a nerdy high school boy discover they're both into weird occult shit, except other ends. The boy's into UFOs, the girl's into hauntings and spirits. So they challenge each other to go to respective spots to prove each other correct or wrong or what have you.
Because they very much do not believe in what the other believes in.
Yeah. Hilarity ensues. Dear God, hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
Yeah. This show is about...
One gets kidnapped by aliens that want to harvest her banana organs. The other one gets possessed by a speedball running granny spirit who wants to suck dick. I mean, it's amazing.
This show has an unhealthy obsession with the reproductive system. Specifically the male reproductive system, primarily.
My gut feel is there's a lot of, it's a large part of the show is about puberty.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
There's a reason I've heard people comparing it to Fooly Cooly. It's that.
Yes. I think it also has very strong Fooly Cooly energy, even beyond the
absolutely.
There. Like it has similar tempo to Fooly Cooly.
Yeah.
And definitely loves borrowing the same frenetic visual energies.
Yep.
Yes.
I'd agree with that.
You know what? Weirdly, other when it gets to its peak sort of situation, I don't know why, but it almost gets as close as anime's ever gotten to Looney Tunes. I'm going to say this right now. Dandadan has some of the best animated fight scenes set to classical music that would make Chuck Jones stand up and
Yes.
That's it. It's the classical music.
It's pure fucking Chuck Jones hilarity.
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you. Having a speed demon race through the streets of whatever city they're in to the tunes of the William Tell Overture is fucking amazing.
Being chased by demon-possessed citizens and a giant crab.
Yes.
It's so good. Oh god, whoever chose the musical score for the show was fucking inspired.
The music is incredible in this show. Normally after a couple of watches, we will start to skip the intro because it's the intro you see it 12 times when you're watching a show.
Yeah.
This one is just so fucking catchy. And I'm not going to lie, I am not a fan of the other work this band has done. Yep. I do not like the one they did for Mashal.
Yep.
This one just kind of just sticks with me. It's just got a flow to it that I just really enjoy. But anyway, that's tangenting.
Yeah, no, I mean it's a big part of the show. By the way, we also watched the dub, and we watched it up because of one voice actor.
Yes.
And I'll say this: the rest of the dub cast is really good. So
they're phenomenal.
Yes. So this is the way that not the way I pitched. It wasn't my thing, but. It wasn't my choice, but I did pitch this when Eric first described it, and I said, which one do you want to watch? So, the Speed Demon Granny spirit that Eric just mentioned.
Turbo Granny.
If you watch it in Japanese, the lines, "Hey kid, do you want to suck on my teats if I can eat your dong?" is spoken by Luffy. Same voice actor for Luffy.
Yep.
Or, if you get it in English, it's Rita Repulsa.
Barbara Goodson.
Yeah, and it's great.
She did a...
She crushes the
amazing.
role.
She crushes
Yes.
Turbo Granny. Like, holy
Yes.
shit.
Like in a cast that is really good, she is a standout. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And she gets a lot to do as well, but it's like, she's really good. Oh dear. Oh, that's not fun, actually.
but yeah, so far it's been a really fun show. It is weird
Yeah.
on a level we've not really seen since basically Fooly Cooly. Like,
Yeah.
So let's talk about our duo agonists.
yeah,
here.
absolutely.
We have Momo, who we are initially introduced to, like, breaking up with her shitty boyfriend because she's got a bit of a complex for James Dean types. I forget the name of the actual actor.
Ken
He's not an
Takakura.
actual Japanese actor. Yes, thank you. But who is very much like badass James Dean type. She's got a thing for them, and she's breaking up with her asshole boyfriend for this. And she's you get the impression
because I get the impression
they,
he's got the look and some of the like the aesthetics
The
of it.
attitude. Yeah. The thing is the emotionally distant cool guy look is cool when you're looking from afar until you actually get into a relationship with that person and realize they're just an asshole.
Yeah.
So she likes the idea of the guy in her head, but the people she's dating are not the guy in her head.
Right.
And
She wants the aesthetic with like an actual person.
Yeah. And she breaks up with him by trying to kick him in the head. Because that tells you a lot about Momo. Because Momo don't take no shit.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, to be
No,
fair,
she-
it's not a shy show either. Cause like this is like first episode, first set of lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy's talking about her being all prudish and won't put out and all this kind of stuff. It's not your typical high school thing where it's like, oh, you can't talk about sex. It's no, there's a lot of sex in this show, and it's dealt with very matter of factly.
They talk about sex a lot. There's not a lot of actual sex.
There's no actual sex.
There's
in
no
this show.
fan service or anything like that in this show. It's just a case of what I mean is, it's like you're not gonna get your rocks off watching this show unless you're very weird.
Yes. I mean, granted, let's not. No kink shaming. Your kink is not my kink, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah.
Anyway, Momo doesn't take no shit. She's
sort of the classic, Gyaru who's like actually like gets along with people.
Yes. She's also like, as the show goes on, we see she's actually remarkably emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
With how she handles our other duagonist. Ken, who just gets nicknamed Odakrun, and that's just what he gets stuck with.
Okarun, yeah, because his name's actually Ten Takakura, and Momo can't handle that.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you're Okarun.
And he's sort of the classic insecure glasses nerd guy who gets picked on a lot.
Yep.
He is very archetypical. It's not to say he's not without depth, but he's like very classically archetypical nerd guy.
Yep. No, he is very much the asocial loner.
Yeah.
And not like it's not that he just he's I'm trying to think how to phrase this. It's not that he's like antisocial. It's that he's very awkward, very nerdy, and is insecure.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I actually like, I say one thing that I like a lot about this show, but the one thing that stands out to me is that his situation is very real.
Yes.
Not to drag the tone down. I've been in this position where, like, he says a lot of weirdly enough, he says a lot of things that sets off Momo. He says a lot of things that set me off as well. Like the number of times where he sees somebody innocently talking to somebody else and thinks that means they must have chosen to speak to them and hang out with them instead of him because of course they would. They're cool, he's not. He'll
Yeah.
just go away and leave them to it and not be a bother to anyone. I've
Yep.
been there.
Yeah.
That was my high school.
Yep. Been there too.
Yeah.
So again, back to spoilers that there is no small amount of romantic tension between
Oh, yeah. No.
Mifune
Yeah.
and Momo.
Yeah.
And spoilers, Momo falls first and falls hard.
Yeah.
And she's very quickly picks up on what an awkward weirdo Oda-kun is, and just very much is like does a lot of effort to encourage him to come out and be affectionate and hang out with her, but also isn't like smothering him. She figures out pretty quickly that's going to like drive him off. He's going to freak out.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed with how with how she handles him.
Yeah.
And how
At the same time, though,
yeah.
she does still have that that tough girl Gyaru image that she's got to kind of like keep up. So
Oh yeah.
again, she fucks up as many social situations by being blunt and hard ass
Oh yeah,
as
absolutely.
he does by being awkward and
Or
shy.
jumping to conclusions because
Yeah.
of course she does. She's a teenager.
Yeah, teenagers do this.
It's
Yeah.
actually really like realistically written, and
Yeah.
then it really is almost a very basic but intelligently written slice of life teenage high school romance with aliens and ghosts thrown at it. Because-
Aliens, yokai, cryptids.
Yeah, yeah,
There's they have the aforementioned fight with the giant crab. There's the Loch Ness monster with lasers coming out of his breath. There's a anthropomorphic pistol shrimp. There's a giant mecha samurai, not samurai, a giant mecha sumo.
Yep.
yeah. Not to mention Turbo Granny herself and the
And the ballerina yokai.
The ballerina
Yes.
yokai with the ridiculously long hair that can like strangle people and shit.
the
Yeah.
acrobatic Silky.
Yes.
Yes,
Who
and like
whose backstory is most of episode 7, and that episode's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like, holy fucking shit.
yeah.
Spoil
That-
absolutely nothing. Episode 7's a standout. That's all I'm gonna say.
That single episode will win awards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not be
that's-
shocked. It should. If it doesn't, it should have.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Like it's a complete step back from what's going on in the story to a degree. And
It's really weird
purely
because it's a
backstory-
huge tonal shift, but it doesn't feel like one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't
feels like it
feel
fits in.
one because as bonkers and ridiculous as the show is, like I said, that the show in general has a lot of like emotional depth going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this is a very like it's a very kinetic show. It's very noisy. It's very loud and everything's going on all around sort of situation. And then somebody just slams on the brakes and has this almost wordless episode for a good chunk of it. Like maybe 2 or 3 lines total, explaining the backstory of a character, and it's just fucking perfection. It's
so
literally
good.
just like, wow, how the fuck did you get like that into a show like this?
Because
And
they,
it
they have
not
lots of
be jarring.
they got lots of smaller moments that are kind of like that throughout the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not jarring at all. It fits in.
Yeah,
and it's like,
because of
God,
all the
that
smaller
was-
moments.
Yeah,
It's the mangaka is brilliant. Like that's all. Like
Yeah.
because this is all written. This is all the adaptation is brilliant. Also, don't get me wrong. But
I mean,
like,
Fire and Sorrow knocked this out of the fucking park.
oh god, the animation's spectacular. Like, Eric will probably go on about that later. But
Oh yeah.
Science Sorrow, they keep doing the thing, man.
So as far as I can tell, I've just been checking in it, and this was written by. It's only got written by one person as the writing credit,
Yep.
which is
Yukinobu
Shibuki Seko.
Tatsu.
oh, I've got a different one here. Oh, I'm looking at the anime.
Yeah, that's Hiroshi Seko, who's the
I'm looking at the screenwriter.
yeah, this is the
sorry,
screenwriter.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have any history, at least on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
But,
I've everything I've heard.
might be his first work.
Everyone I know who's talked about having read Dandadan says the manga's brilliant.
Yeah.
I've not read it because I haven't gotten.
Yeah,
it.
neither have I.
But it's.
But I'm not a manga guy, so.
Yeah. But I can tell, like, the adaptation has been freaking great. Like,
So anyway, yeah, they Bubble gets sent to an abandoned office building where alien abductions is supposed to happen, and and she sends Oda-kun to that one haunted tunnel in every anime and every manga.
This is the weird thing. Like we spotted it that this is the same tunnel, the same Turbo Granny that Mob deals with.
Yeah,
basically,
in,
yeah,
Mob
it's a
Psycho.
similar character, yeah.
Yeah, she's like a famous yokai in Japan. Like she's an actual known like spirit, air quotes, in Japan. That's meant to watch over the spirits of murdered girls, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay out of her tunnel is the gist.
Yeah. So, Bubble gets abducted by aliens that want to harvest her banana organs. We find out later to improve their psychic abilities. They tell her that we're all clones and we need your banana organs to improve our gene pool. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, poor Oda-kun gets run down by and crushed by Turbo Granny. Eventually, Oda-kun goes to save Momo from the aliens, where the big fight where the aliens use their psychic powers against his Turbo Granny possessed form, and all of this shenanigans flying around awakens Momo's latent psychic powers, and she's a powerful telekinetic.
Turns out.
And more or less saves herself and Oda-kun from an exploding flying saucer.
This is all episode 1.
This is all episode 1. At which point they walk back to Momo's place where she's supposed to meet up with her grandma, who she lives with, who is smoking, by the way.
Yeah, I not to be crude, but I think anime might be moving past the age of the MILF, and we're now into the GILF.
I'm gonna be honest, she doesn't look a day over like 30.
No,
like,
no,
I'm
she's a
pretty
very
sure
young.
she's pumped full of all sorts of like life extending youth.
The only reason
powers
she
or what
looks
have
older
you.
is because she has white hair, and that's about it.
Yeah.
She's drawn like any anime mom, so shall we say?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she's fucking amazing. She gives no shit, dry, sardonic, just.
You can see where she gets. You can see where Momo gets it.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And turns out Momo can't actually take her hands or eyes off Oda-kun without him turning into Turbo Granny, because she's suppressing the curse with her psychic powers. They resolve this eventually, but like
Yeah. I mean, it
involves
is
a
established
fight with
that.
a giant mecha samurai or giant mecha sumo, and the grandma showing up to beat Turbo Granny about the head and shoulders with a psychic baseball bat, and
It is
the tunnel where they have to fight a giant crab, which ends up possessing an entire town, and that's where you get the first William Tell overture chase scene. There are several. I fucking love this show.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
All the while it has
described like
all the while it has been established that at this point, Okarun has no dick.
yes, because Turbo Granny stole it.
She's stolen his dick and his balls and everything. It's gone. Like you say, the puberty metaphors going on there.
The guys gotta piss, so they gotta get cat.
Let me see it. No. And let me see it. No. I need to check it's fine. Let me see it. No.
Yeah.
Turns
out yeah, so unsurprisingly, yes, he gets his wang back.
Yes.
But loses his balls.
But does not get his testicles back, no.
which is now the quest for, near as I can tell, the rest of the series is they try to find his missing testicles.
Given how this show is paced and given how they do different things, I would fail to be surprised if he does get them both back, and yet there's more to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
There's always a weirder monster.
Probably be like something like he gets his testicles back, but some other yokai has gone and stolen his pancreas, and now he's diabetic, so he needs to get that back.
Or something.
I think it'd be more along the lines of by that point we'll finally have more sort of knowledge of what's going on with the aliens and the yokai.
Yeah.
Because the aliens pop up only really twice. For two major sections of it, but it's like they still haven't really they're just there. I mean that's the weird thing about it so far, right? Other than the quest for his nads, there's no real plot going on at the moment as such. Like we don't know all these external factors other than there are aliens going out harvesting
banana organs. And there are yokai doing yokai things.
We are given the remarkably logical theory from one of the characters that the yokai are keeping the aliens at bay, and the aliens are sneaking onto Earth to harvest psychically powerful individuals so that they can acquire the ability to defeat the yokai so they can take over the Earth.
It's as good a theory as any.
It's a good theory. We'll find out someday, maybe.
Yeah.
This show is delightful.
Weird show, man.
So we are introduced to two more major characters across the course of the show.
Yes.
The main character, don't you know?
Well, at least that's what she thinks. Ira Shiratori.
Yeah. So Ira's a mean girl. Ira's the pretty popular mean girl, who like is torments people and is convinced that she's the main character of whatever genre she thinks she's in, which at the moment I think is a magical girl anime, but it might be something else.
I mean, she is utterly convinced she has been chosen by God to save the world from the demons.
Yeah.
Yep. And Momo's a demon.
Yes.
Yeah. She decided.
Who has enslaved poor Oda-kun.
Poor Okarun.
Him run around in his turbo granny form is now convinced that they are destined to be together. Because obviously he's the dark and troubled superhero that just requires her love to overcome his inhibitions and grow into his true power. He's got no interest in her. No, you're a mean girl.
Like he appreciates that, she's sort of she's a bad friend, but a friend.
Yeah.
Because he has very few of those. Two.
He has Momo.
And now Ira. Now Shiratori.
Ira. And eventually Jin.
We'll get to Jin in a second. We don't get much of Jin, but...
No.
We don't get much of Jin, but Jin's such a goober. I love him.
Oh, no. Ira... So Shiratori is... Here's the thing. Like, you can see the character arc she probably is going to go on over the course of the whole show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm assuming, because it's very clear she feels like you're supposed to eventually like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we see her grow even as the show goes on.
Right.
Yeah. But she's the mean girl with the friend group that will, the yes girls, shall we say, whatever she does, everything is somebody else's fault. Everything is she's perfect. You need to stay latched onto her because she's the most popular person in school. Therefore, you're popular if you're friends with her. Kind of bullshit going on. They'll just agree with anything that she says. Defend her against anything, even though she's clearly guilty of shit, blah, blah, blah. And eventually we do get a moment where she actually says, no, this was my bad.
Yeah.
Once.
But it's progress, yeah. No, I think she's going to be a really interesting character as the series goes on. Like, I think she's an interesting character already. I think she's going to be a likable character eventually, is my gut.
Yeah.
My gut, well, at least definitely more likable, at least. But she, it's also very clear that she has already lost the competition, the competition that's in her head for Okarun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is entirely in her own head.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of things that are entirely in her own head.
Yes, there are.
He's got it bad for Momo, and it is reciprocated, but he's not good at recognizing either of those things.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
she's got it bad for him. He's got it bad for her. He's does not recognize that either of those things. He doesn't recognize that he's in love with her or that she reciprocates. Like he's just
no. He's like, yeah, I know she's my friend. She's my first and only friend. Like I value that, and yeah, that's all it is. We're just friends.
Yeah, his
and she's way too cool for me.
Yeah, his low self-esteem will not allow him to. It's something that people do. It's like he won't allow himself to get his hopes up that there might be more because he doesn't want to be that disappointed or be that foolish if he says
or to
something
fuck up a friendship that
exactly
that he really values. Like he really values the friendship is the big thing.
Yeah,
and not just because she's her only friend. Like, oh no, like we actually have things in common. We're actually good friends. I really value this.
Yeah,
I don't understand why we're good friends. Yeah. Because she is way too good to be my friend, but I'm not running away from that.
Yeah, and
currently
been there myself. It's like, oh no, she's not into me. We're just really good friends, clearly, and I don't want to fuck up the friendship. Yeah, been there too. Not for a while, but been there.
So yeah, no, it's really well done. So, and yeah, Shiratori is. She is simultaneously fascinating and frustrating early on.
Yeah,
like you're not intended to like her, but she's as much of an idiot goofball as the others.
Yes, she is. Oh, she's a goddamn idiot, and delightfully so.
Everyone in this show is a fucking idiot, and I love them.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? A lot of the characters in this show, they come across as like you say, as idiots, assholes in some places, doing relatively horrible things to each other. And this is something that a lot of anime I think gets wrong, where they do things in a way that, like, okay, this guy is clearly a villain. He's pure evil because he bullies people. It's like, no, if you actually take a step back and look at high school, teenagers are all fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Half of what they do is not intentional. They do things spur of the moment, off the cuff. Yeah, there are bullies and shit, but generally, if you look at it, it is just things that happen, stream of consciousness. No one actually understands what the fuck they're doing right now.
Teenagers are giant piles of hormones. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah. There is.
This show gets that.
Yeah.
Like,
not dissing any teenagers in the audience. We
were all teenagers.
We get it.
Yep. Nope.
But what I was saying is, like, Shiratori, like, in a lesser written anime, would just be what a mean girl, and you wouldn't expect it to like her begrudgingly. But in this, you can see, she's being a dick to people, but she herself is not a dick. This is all an act.
Yeah.
This is her defense mechanism for high school.
It's a bad defense mechanism.
It's a bad choice.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. And maybe she'll grow out of it.
That's what the teenage years are generally for, and then you grow out of things, supposedly.
Hopefully. Dear God, hopefully.
Dear God, hopefully.
You grow out of things, and then you realize how terrible you were, and you feel bad when you think back to high school.
Yeah, the number, like, if there's somebody out there right now, over the age of 25, I would say, think back to your high school self, and you'll be like, good Lord, I was an idiot.
Yeah.
If you don't, you haven't grown. That way.
But yes, and then towards the end of the show, we are introduced to Jin and Joji.
And Joji, yeah, it's a weird one.
Jin is Momo's childhood friend, kind of. Mostly. Jin is a goober.
He's a goober. Yeah.
Jin is pure goober. He's
also a himbo. Like
he's a goober. He's a himbo. he's that kind of good-natured troll.
Sure. He's also, like, of the group, he is probably the least smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, himbo.
Well, others idiots because they sometimes make dumb decisions without thinking them through. They would understand are dumb if they thought them through.
Yep.
Yeah, but Jin does
isn't
fall
capable
into
of
that.
thinking that far ahead. He's incapable of thinking 5 minutes ahead.
Jin does fall into that big of heart, dumb of ass
Yes.
category.
He's an utter sweetheart. Like, it turns out he's an utter sweetheart.
But
Like,
he also,
it seems like at first he's not, and then you realize, no, he's just really immature.
Yeah.
He also revels in making other people squirm.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah,
he does it for fun, but he's also very, like, he also makes sure people know he's just fooling around. Like,
Yeah. Like, as soon as he realizes, oh, that actually hurt your feelings, he apologizes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take it that far. I thought we were just goofing.
But, like, he very quickly, like, goes, no, Okarun, you seem like a nice guy. What? What's going on?
No, Okarun, you're... But we're friends, right? But I just met you. Yeah, but you're friends with Momo, and I'm friends with Momo, so that means we're friends, right? Are we not friends? Oh my god, how do I become your friend? And Otakurun's, we're friends?
Okarun's just so not, like, I don't understand what's happening here. But they quickly actually do become friends, is the thing. Like,
yeah. Oh no, they become the degree of dumb bro brain they develop between one another
rapidly,
almost instantaneously. It's kind of amazing.
The second they realize they have anything in common, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like Okarun for the most part like tries to stay like standoffish, well, because he thinks that Jin is clearly a rival for Momo, even though he won't say anything to Momo. It's that whole thing. It's like he won't say anything, but he's terrified somebody else is going to step in and say something before he's got the guts to do it.
Right.
So he resents
I mean, Okarun's very clearly jealous of Jin. Like,
yeah.
Because Jin's all that dumb, nerdy, like, fringy stuff that Okarun's terrified of showing, Jin just has it flopping all over the place.
Yeah.
And does not care.
And he's like, really, you know, like, while he likes making people squirm, he also, like, is just genuinely nice to people.
Yeah.
Like, he will compliment people over things he thinks are cool. And he thinks most things are pretty cool.
Well, that's it. There's a great moment when, in an attempt to try and enter the conversation by completely derailing it and throwing it something he knows about, Okarun tries to start talking about the occult and his book again with that eventually made him friends with Momo, and like about things like cryptids and whatever else. And Jin, being Jin, shows immense interest in it. It's like, oh, cool, I've heard about that. And they start broing out over fucking cryptids, and Momo's there like, why am I not in this conversation anymore? What happened?
Momo's sort of like, oh, good, they're friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's a worry off my back.
Yeah.
When I say like dumb bro things, there's a bit at the very end of the season where they're at it's just Otakurun and Jin at Jin's house because Jin's house is haunted. He needs help cleansing it. So it's the two of them dicking around, and Otakurun's like, "Listen, I was looking at your floor plans, and I saw that you have this empty spot that goes all the way up and down, and like there doesn't seem to be anywhere in it." And it's like, "Oh, we should find that." So they go and they find the blank wall. It's like, what do? How do we get in? We should break down the wall. Okay.
Well, wait, won't your parents be mad? It's a rental. Oh. Okay.
Like that thing said to the question. So, won't we get in trouble? It's a rental. Who cares? Oh, okay, cool. Let's break down the wall.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the line, it's bigger on the outside. I'm thinking, are they going to start referencing Doctor Who? Please reference Doctor Who.
And I love that they're like that, honestly.
I want to mention one other thing before we forget. some of the supporting characters, like Momo's friends, her two
Yes.
fellow Gyaryus, who are both actively shipping Momo and Okarun together.
Yes.
They're like, no,
the point
you two
where
are,
when
you two.
You two are perfect for each other. You have it bad before Momo, like first episode, they're like, you have it bad for him. I do not.
Uh-huh.
Even when Jin shows up and he tries to troll Momo by declaring that he's living with her, which he is as a favor, and that they're also lovers, and the Yarrow girls, the two friends step up and like, oh, you back off. She's with Okarun. She has a boyfriend. It's like, okay.
They are so like, these two are perfect for each other.
Yeah, they are so ride or die for these two.
Yeah, it's great. Like, a lot of the supporting characters are great. Like,
yeah.
Oh. Oh my god. This show is a delight.
I mean, hell, Momo's grandma's ride or die for them. She's
yeah,
kind of a dick about it because
well, put it this way, right? Momo's grandma. The introduction we get is that she's supposedly she's a TV psychic. Basically, she earns her money through doing TV readings.
Yeah, they bring her onto some show to like
one of the male idol, one of the most famous male idols in the country, and it's like you're so and so. Like, she doesn't know anything about them, but she's like, you're 26. She's like, no, I'm 18. I'm an idol. I'm 18. Okay, well, you're married and you've got 2 kids, and you like instant ramen.
Something along those lines. Yeah, she goes off a whole bunch of stuff, and he denies all of it, and it's all wrong.
He's like, no, I'm 18. I'm an idol. I don't even have a girlfriend, much less a wife and children. And no, I don't like instant ramen. I'm a curry guy. It's on my bio. I like curry. And then like later on, we get
there's a news report about the scandal about him.
She's watching the news report saying he's a 28-year-old with a wife and 2 children. And Momo's grandma's like, yeah, but what about his food? That fucker doesn't like curry.
Because she was spot on.
Yeah. Yeah, but the other one as well that we've not mentioned in any actual character capacity is Turbo Granny.
Yes,
because she is an actual full-fledged character in the
show. She becomes part of the crew, and I don't want to spoil how.
Part of the crew because she possesses a one of those good luck
cats.
Cat
I will say that's not a spoiler because you see that cat everywhere.
Right.
It's kind of like,
but we do not want to spoil what leads to that because you have to watch this.
Yeah.
Yes. And Turbo Granny is such a...
She is such a miserable old git.
Miserable, like, acerbic, like... So, the definition of bad attitude. She's also a lot of fun.
Oh, she's delightful in her...
She's a personal, if dark mirror to Grandma.
Yeah, to Momo's grandma, yeah. There are similarities and major differences. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the other thing about like Turbo Granny is that you start realizing what she is. You start realizing she's not as evil as you think she is at first.
Yeah, she's not as I mean, she definitely wants you to think that she's that evil.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she can't do her job, as it were.
Yeah. The bit where they're fighting the acrobatic Silky, and Turbo Granny sitting there on the phone looking it up on Google. It's like, yep, that's an acrobatic Silky. Yep, that's what it is. Don't you know? I can't keep track of every pissant that comes along.
Yeah. The implication that Turbo Granny is actually a really, really powerful yokai, and that like she's not bothered by the others that show up because they are literally fucking rank amateurs compared to her.
Yep.
But she's not the one dealing with them. It's like, yeah, I don't give a shit about this guy. We do.
Fine.
I mentioned there's a bit where they end up in the school and it gets flooded and they have to fight a laser breathing Loch Ness monster. Does that happen? I love this show.
Also, the pistol shrimp that can't breathe underwater because of course he can't.
The show's so yeah.
This is one of those shows where this episode is going to be quick because it's one of those shows that are really good and we do not want to spoil anything.
Well, there's also the
covered-
fact that like it's not a show that's easy to like recap, even if we wanted to.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's
Because
like,
it's so kinetic and frenetic that it's like
describing it doesn't do it justice.
no, it really has to be seen to be like we can talk about like it does a really good job at handling its emotional beats. Also, like we can like all that stuff. Like it has all those little moments of emotional beats that are really well handled and really good. Despite that, the show is also moving along at a breakneck pace most of the time.
Yes. Also, you will never look at an anatomical doll again in the same way.
Oh my god,
That one.
Oh,
We forgot that one.
No, I did not. I just didn't know how to frame it.
Bizarre episode. Even by the standards of this show, it's a wonderfully bizarre episode.
Yeah, it really is. So good. So yeah, like there's not really much else we can say other than is good, go watch. Like
Is good, go watch, yeah.
So I guess we'll go to final thoughts and just wrap things up. Like so yeah, Gav, you first, then me, then Eric. Eric, your pick. You get the final word.
All right, sounds good.
I think is good, go watch basically sums it up. This is one of those shows that, depending on how deep the manga is, this could be the next big like multi-season show. I don't think it's that long, but I know it is still ongoing. I think if I remember correctly, when I looked it up, there was like three volumes out.
There's 18 volumes of the manga.
Oh, okay, I was wrong.
Each volume is looks like 4 to 5 chapters.
Okay.
So they're up to chapter 151. It looks like in the collections.
Okay,
Sorry, I'm wrong. They're up to 156. It's more. There are 2 columns of chapters per volume.
Like I say, I don't think it's going to be the next One Piece or anything.
No, I don't think it'll be the next One
I don't
Piece.
think there's ever going to be another One Piece.
No,
again,
no.
But like, yeah, this is going to be one of those shows that is like, yeah, this is what Demon Slayer wishes it could be. God, I hate Demon Slayer. No, like we said, it's that mix of like really grounded, well written slice of life kind of side of it with the off the wall bullshit you get from Fooly Cooly and nonsense, you know. Seeing that first episode with Turbo Granny emerging through Momo's phone to start kicking the shit out of aliens before she discovers she's a psychic. That's a sentence. That all happens within 5 minutes. Like, this is one of those shows that's like, this is not a background noise show. This is not something you look away from. Watch all of it because there's shit going on all the time. And again, yes, once again, to circle back around, the music is incredible in this show. Like I the first time because I'd watched a couple of episodes before we actually got to the watch party. The first 4 episodes essentially is kind of like its own mini arc. It's the Turbo Granny arc, and as you're watching that, and it's kind of coming to a head, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
So good.
I'm in. No more words. Go watch.
Yeah, I did not know what to expect coming into the show. I'd heard it was really good. I'd heard it was weird, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do as little pre-research as possible because it wasn't even so much a choice as I just didn't have the energy to like really go look for stuff about it, because I normally do a little sort of like try to get a feel for, you know, if the show's going to be sort of in my wheelhouse at all. I don't know if this show's in my wheelhouse, but it's so goddamn good I don't care. I mean, I like surrealist humor to a large degree. I'm not to the level Eric does. But like, I really enjoyed the process. Like, it's not like my absolute favorite thing ever, but like it's really good. And it's one of the best shows I've seen this year, like unquestionably. Well, last year I should say 2024. Like it's easily top 5 2024. Probably it might be the best show of 2024. I don't know. The only reason I'm not now it's not Freerun because Freerun was 2023 technically.
Yeah.
And so is Apothecary Diaries. So, and those are more my wheelhouse. But like, this is in the same conversation with those shows. Like, it's that good. I'm kind of at a loss for words to describe how much what it is I like about it. Is the thing like I like the frenetic pacing. Like, it really does have that feel of a Chuck Jones piece. At times, I love how it will downshift into more serious moments for a little bit of time to let you hook into the characters more, and then all of a sudden it's all of a sudden it's back into fourth gear, pedal to the metal, and you're like, wait, how did that? I didn't notice that happening. Wait, what? It shifts. It does tonal shifts better than most shows I've seen. Like.
Yeah, the analogy I always think about it is like, it gives you a moment just to make sure you've got a good grip. Are you holding on tight? Cool, here we go.
But I mean, it also legitimately they really do it to make sure that you're getting invested in the characters also, not just not just the action. Like, these are characters you come to care about, and that's
It's not just that stream of consciousness. It wants to make sure that you're along for the ride as well.
Yeah. And again, they do a really good job of developing the characters as they go, and given how frenetic the show is, that's no small feat. Like, legit, I'm impressed by how well they do the character stuff. But yeah, I other than that, like, I'm really at a loss for sort of words on how to describe why I like it, and that's not common. Which makes me this show's something pretty special, because I'm not sure how to describe why I like it, and that's rare, as I said. So, yeah, it's good. Go watch. That's yours, Eric.
All right, so I'm gonna be a little bit more coherent with this because I don't know, maybe. He said coherently. So. Again, this show is very much up my wheelhouse. It's got a lot of bizarre surrealist humor. It references a lot of things that I really enjoy, like Ultraman and Chuck Jones and weird bonkers conspiracies that don't all boil down to but the Jews. It's like Peter said, it's got the character work actually really impresses me. I would enjoy this show if I didn't like the characters so much, because it is so bonkers and weird. I adore this show because of those characters. Like I said, it's bonkers and weird. There's an exploding flying saucer and a demonic grandma in the first episode. Like, at the same time, the character work is both heartwarming and interesting, and yeah, I just like the relationship between Otakun and Momo is just adorable, honestly. As they throw in these complications to spice things out, but the complications are equally interesting characters. The animation is top notch. Science Sorrow is a studio that came around a few years ago, and they just I think they started out with Devilman Crybaby about 5 or 10 years ago, and they don't produce a lot, but the shit they produce is fucking gorgeous, and this is up there with their best work. It knows when to break models for wackiness, or for just to drive home the action. It's not they're not afraid to okay, he's got long arms for these 4 frames to emphasize movement, kind of thing. or if they just need to be comedic and silly. Like, at the same time, like when they need to be on model and have everything look perfect, it's on model and looks perfect and still flows gorgeously. Like, I love everything about this show. Except for the ending of the first season, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is I can't give I can give you a glowing review of the first half of the show because that's all I've got.
Right.
It's not a complete. I can't give you a complete review of it because, like I said, I only have half the show at the moment.
Yeah.
But
And
everything I've
unfortunately, we
seen
don't
so
have the
far-
other half for me to pick for the next review. Like
Yeah.
last time, Eric, you did this before.
Dude, I didn't know this time. I should have known of Code Geass because I had seen both seasons before. I just forgot where this stupid breakpoint was. In this one, I honestly had no clue.
To be fair, when he picked it, the last 4 episodes weren't out yet.
No,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, this
It's
is
like
the first
they
one.
should fall into our schedule and get it done right before the holidays. Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
And we did. And, the holidays happened. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, I cannot recommend this show enough. The only caveat for giving it a perfect score is I only have half the season so far.
Yeah.
So, yes. I love this show. The show is amazing. The closest thing I compare this show to is a more grounded Fooly Cooly.
Yeah.
Because Fooly Cooly has a lot of the similar stuff, excellent character work, gorgeous animation, bonkers off the wall lunacy, metaphors and references galore.
Yep.
This
A
does
lot of
all the same
Ultraman-
thing. It's just that it's a little less fever dream.
Yeah.
Excellent music in both those shows
Yeah.
also. For entirely different reasons.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. If you need to actually see something of the show to decide whether or not you like it, just type in to the search function Dandadan William Tell Overture Chase. It'll give you that scene, and that if that doesn't sell you on it, nothing will.
Yeah.
Be completely out of context, but go with it.
Yeah. They're completely out of context, but you know what? Who cares? If you're not down for a fucking foot race through a city full of zombies while being chased by a giant crab, then I don't know why you're here.
Do you even anime, bro?
Do you not feel joy? Are you incapable of mirth? So yeah, as many thumbs up as I can reasonably give to this show.
It's good.
I will harvest more if the second season is even close to the first.
Yeah, this is one of those shows where like there's a lot of hype about it, and like I've said it before, I will sometimes just being contrarian will avoid overhyped shows. This is worth the hype. This is the hype.
Yeah. It's real good. This is a resounding 6 thumbs up. Like, go watch. If
Don't
you have
make
not
me take my
watched it, go
shoes
watch
off.
it.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so that's going to do it for this episode. Gav, have you picked the next show yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I am scanning at the moment.
Cool. All right, so we'll be back once we finish whatever we're watching next. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Humans.